both Colin Cowherd and Mike Silver clearly think the 49ers will hedge their bets and keep Jimmy Garoppolo on this team. They pointed out how, Andy Reid was all in with Patrick Mahomes, got rid of Alex Smith right away and built around Mahomes. The Niners haven't done that. They keep saying it's because they intend to trade Jimmy Garoppolo, and maybe a trade market will materialize at some point. But as long as he's on the team, it's hard to interpret it any other way than the Niners giving themselves a safety net, in the sense that, let's say Trey Lance falls on his face and it doesn't work out the first month of the season, or he gets hurt. Well, you got Jimmy G waiting there, in bubble wrap, supposedly waiting to get traded. Oh, he's still on the team, though. Guess he can play.
Yeah.
Or if Trey Lance tears it up, then they could say, you know what, we didn't need you at all. But it's at least a safety net. What do you think? Do you think that he's going to be on this team week 1? Because I do. I think they're going to hedge. I don't think they're going to have a quarterback competition.
No.
He's going to practice. But I think he'll be around. He'll be on the team, and they'll say he's rehabbing. His arm isn't ready. He's coming back. He hasn't thrown in a while. The trade market's going to be there once he's 100%. He's just not 100% healthy. That's what they're going to say.
The thing about why I'm having so much trouble, Chris, it doesn't really make sense, Grant. It doesn't and Colin even said it on his podcast. He said you can't have that guy in the building you can't, and I agree with that. You can't,
unless you want to start,
right? For Trey Lance,
the Niners are going to try to get cute here.
Yeah. So is this? I can't remember. Is this a topic?
They could do. They could keep him essentially out of the building. Like, dude, don't go to meetings, don't go to practice, don't talk to the press. We just need you to throw, because you haven't thrown in 5 months, and we're trying to get you trade ready, and you got to build up your arm strength. So we're going to start off you throwing a ball, boys, 10 yards, 15 yards, extending it. I mean, I think they have to build up his arm fitness.
Will they John Wall him and just be like, just stay away, just
stay away?
You're
on our team. Come out here at 7 a.m. and throw before everyone's here, then leave. And come out here again at 7 p.m. and throw. And we'll give you ball boys. We'll give you the whole thing, but you don't need to work on timing with your receivers because you're not our quarterback. We want to put you in bubble wrap, get your arm built up, and then trade you. I mean, that's the number one goal. They can keep telling themselves it'll happen, but who knows what quarterback will get hurt week 1? There's always a few quarterbacks who get hurt.
And I think they also talked in a podcast. Would Jimmy G then would he request a trade or force the issue? But I think the issue is here, right? Well, the issue is he's not going to get the same amount of money at another place. So
please cut me so I can't make $27 million this year. I think he'll, he might not be happy about it, but he's not going to because he's going to get $15 million less on the open market if he gets cut.
Right. Would you rather? For him, the question would be: Would you rather start somewhere and play, or get $15 million more dollars?
And again, the Niners aren't going to say they're hedging. They're going to say, no, we're all in with Trey. Trey's our guy. It's just that we're going to trade Jimmy because a market does exist. And so he just needs to throw. Just because he's healthy enough to start throwing doesn't mean that he has the full capabilities in his arm. And we're going to build that up before we deal him. And, that process could take as long as they say it takes. Oh, we haven't traded him by week 1. We're still building that arm up. He's still getting there.
Another thing that Silver said in that podcast was in talking about Carolina, he said that one of the major they did have guys in that building, in the Carolina building, that really liked Jimmy Garoppolo, but they had major concerns about him coming off that shoulder surgery, which pretty much shut that whole.
I don't buy that. I sell that. I mean, from everything we heard when this surgery happened, was that it was the least serious surgery you could possibly have, and that there's no question about him eventually getting back to 100%. So again, if this guy were Drew Brees, who did have a big time shoulder injury when he hit the market, teams would have still been interested as they were for Drew Brees. Right now, teams are looking at Jimmy like, no. No. And I was like, I don't see that changing. I don't see the BO getting the stink getting out of that one, but maybe it will. Anyway, I do see the Niners hedging here. They're going to say it's because they intend to trade him and that he's not healthy enough, and they're not going to just cut him because they're going to keep waiting and they have the cap space. But really, it's because they have no conviction in the quarterback position. It's the same group that thought Jimmy was a better bet than Tom Brady. It's the same group that saw no use in at least even scouting Patrick Mahomes. They don't know. They're scared to move on to Trey Lance. I totally believe that they're scared to move on to Trey Lance because they haven't proven they can win without Jimmy Garoppolo. And if, heaven forbid, it's a rough start for Trey in September, what's the locker room? How's the locker room going to react? How's the fans going to react? How the media going to react? How much, especially if they get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo and he's, starting for Cleveland for $5 million a year playing well. I think they're afraid of that just because there's a 25% chance it could happen. So I think they're going to hedge and make sure it doesn't happen and say, oh, it's okay. We wanted to spend this money on Trey's backup. That was the plan.
The flip side of that is they should be equally afraid of the damage that Jimmy can do by just being around and halting Trey's development. So
let's talk about that.
They might inevitably cause what they're afraid of by keeping Jimmy on the roster.